What's up, what's up, what's up, everybody? Let's do this. We're starting a new unit, and our unit is called Ratios and Percent. Now let's get right into this. Let's go to lesson 1. Lesson 1 is going to be ratios, and we're going to learn what they are. And our goal is to identify and model ratios to describe situations. So to define a ratio, it's literally comparing different numbers or quantities or things that are in the same units. For example, in class we were talking about items in the classroom, such as desks or chairs, and we can also talk about different people, like boys and girls, and we can also talk about hair length, whether they're short or long, or none, like me. I know that you're laughing, but stop. Okay, so we're going to use the examples of some of my favorite animals, which are dogs, and my nemesis, cats. All right, so let's get into this. When you're trying to write out or explain the different ratios, you're going to, let's get our pointer, you're going to express it in this way, A to B, or it can be written out this way, A to B. All right, let's bring the dogs out. I know, right? Okay. All right, stop saying "aww." Seriously, stop. Okay, got it. So, here's our dog. And let's bring out our cat. Which, by the way, are my most hated animals. Sorry, cat lovers, get out of the room. No, stay there. There we go. That's the best looking cat I've ever seen. They look like this to me all the time. All right, if we were trying to find out the ratio of animals here, what is the ratio of dogs to cats? So you're going to, if this is A and this is B, and we want to express it, A to B, dogs to cat is 1 to 1. And what we're doing here is doing part-to-part ratios. If we were doing part-to-whole ratios, what would it be? Because we're looking for how many dogs are there to the whole. How many dogs are there in the amount of animals there are? And what would that be? Press pause and try and find out now. All right, if you said there is 1 dog to 2 animals, you're correct. That is part to whole. Now, let's make some larger ratios. Now, this would be my nightmare. Check out this ratio, my nightmare. Why would this be my nightmare? When you're writing out your ratios, you have to always use the numbers. So in order to explain what your ratios are, you would write it like this. So what is the ratio of, and let's choose the color, dogs to cats. You see how I have the, let's get my pointer, that area right there. You see how I have the 2 dots right there, how we expressed it before, like A, colon, and then B. Now I'm having dogs, colon, cats. So what is the ratio of dogs to cats? My nightmare, right? And can you press pause and try and figure that out right now? All right, if you figured out that we have, let's count it out. We've got 1, 2, 3 dogs. So let's write that down here. And the ratio would be, what color can we use? Green. 3, 2, how many cats? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Honestly, there's 1 too many cats. If there was 0 cats, there would still be too many. Okay, so the ratio is 3 to 9. Now, let's change this up and let's do another part to part. Remember, we're just taking parts, such as, just dogs and cats. Let's do another part to part. What is the ratio of felines to canines? And we're just gonna almost just do it backwards. We're gonna count out the felines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 grumpy felines. Let's write down our 9 grumpy felines right here. 9, 2, and you guessed it, 1, 2, 3 canines. That's another part to part because we're taking this part right here and we're trying to find out these different parts. Now, if I was asking you as a whole, right here as a whole, how many animals are there? There are 9 cats, 3 dogs. As a whole, there are 12 animals. So now I want you to do a part to whole ratio. If you can tell me how many canines to animals there are, so let's change this up. Actually, let's just leave it to felines, just so. I'm trying to erase it. You might not be able to see it. Let's felines to animals. What is the ratio of felines to, and that looks like a colon, to animals? There we go. 2 eyes. Ugh. All right, anyways, what would that part to whole ratio look like? Let's delete this. Press pause to try and find that out. Okay. If you found that it is felines, you've got 9 felines to 12 animals. You've just done part to whole. All right, let's just clear the board here for a second and try some diagrams and models. Now, if we were trying to find the ratio of cats to dogs, we know that there are 9 cats to every 3 dogs. If we wanted to represent that in a model, we can, I usually use circles. So let's do 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and let's draw it back here, 9. For every 9 green circles, there are 3 red circles. And that's one way we could do it. You could also do it in fractions and different ways, but when your book is asking you to represent it modeling, I would always go and default to the circles. If you want to do it in shapes, you can do that too. For example, I don't have to have red circles. I could have red squares, for example, or red circles in squares, or maybe that looks like a red camera. If you wanted to do green diamonds, it doesn't matter. So you wanted to make sure that your ratios are basically 4 parts, or 9 parts, which are 9 diamonds, or whatever this weird shape looks like, to 3 red squares. And when you're doing part to part, let's get your pointer. So this part right here, that is part and ratio to part, and that's how we try and explain ratios. So what is the ratio of cats to dogs? You can say that it's 9 to 3, and you can even count out that there's 9 to 3, and you can also count out that there's 9 to 3. So many ways to represent ratios. If you have any questions, go back to the beginning of this video and make sure that you pause it when you try and understand a concept. If you want to write down notes for your summative test, or also if you have any questions, bring them on Monday or the next class. I don't know when that is. All right, dogs rule. See you later. Bye now.